Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of The Mind of Reese. I'm Reese. You guys didn't already freaking know that. Today, I'd really like to talk about how competition can actually stunt your growth in your creativity and in turn in your life. And now, I know that would probably rev a few people's engines up because competition is healthy and da-da-da-da. And yes, I want to definitely let you all know that I'm very, very aware that competition is healthy when it's putting relationships over opportunity and when it's not at the expense of others. Competition is great if you're in competition with yourself and that tends to push you forward, and that tends to reach your goals in a timely manner. Of course, when I set goals for myself, it's almost, a form of competition with myself. Or you can have competition with others, whether it be, in a race or actual tattoo competitions, but only if your mindset is right. Now, what I mean by that is that you are a humble winner and a good loser. Now, the reason why I bring up the fact that competition can stunt your growth as an artist and in your life is because I had a bit of an experience, and this actually wasn't a recent experience, but it still resonates with me because I was really saddened and taken aback by the reaction of this person. Now, I'm going to go over a few ways as to why unhealthy competition can stunt your growth as an artist. So, one, let's just go straight into the physical style of competition as far as in the tattoo industry. I find competition to be absolutely healthy if it's to push yourself forward, to push your creativity forward, to see how, if you are already sound technically as an artist, to see how far you can go and how fast you can go in a timely manner to, obviously hit the deadline of the competition and enter in your piece and hope to win. Now, as far as being a good loser, meaning you want to be a good loser because if you do not win, you don't take it so far up the ass. And what I mean by that is that it's not, winning and losing is subjective. It's not real. And why I say that is because it's all energy. So it's all ego. So if you win, you're a humble winner, meaning that you're stoked, you're super proud of yourself, but you're not going around being like, hi, beat you at the expense of others. So that's why unhealthy competition's only good when it's not at the expense of others. So you're not putting anybody down. You got to curb your thoughts as well, because your thoughts are also energy. So if your energy and your thoughts are saying like, yeah, fuck you, haha, got you, this and that I wouldn't say is healthy competition. Or if you lose, even quote unquote lose, even worse, because you there's one of two ways to negatively go about being a sore loser is, one, you don't think it's rightly so. You have an issue with the way it was judged or the way it went down, or you feel, betrayed in some sort of way, or you feel that the judges were wrong, whatever it is, that is sore losing. That's one way. Or the second way, and this is something that I find within a lot of us in the creative community, because as creatives, as tattoo artists, we are super emotional creatures. We are emotional. And the reason why that's such a blessing and a curse is because we can be empathetic with our clientele, and we can read and we can feel things a little bit deeper, I think, than people that are more analytical on the science spectrum, or more black and white finance spectrum, that kind of right-sided brain of thinking. And not saying that goes for everyone. I'm just saying, in the stereotypical realm of that right side, left side brain thinking, thought process. And so I say that as an emotional creature, we tend to berate ourselves. And that's also sore losing. That is also going to stunt your growth as an artist because you are berating yourself, which means you aren't showing yourself compassion for the things that you do, for the things that you have done. And you believe and you put so much weight into the winning or the losing. You put so much energy into the winning or the losing, which, to be perfectly honest, should be zero expectation, zero energy into either. Because putting too much energy into winning, you feel that you need more, which is a scarcity mindset, which is something that I've noticed not only in this industry, but in life in general, that people tend to go down the road of not wanting or wanting more of, instead of being grateful for what is what is right now, what we have right now. So I think that's their scarcity mindset in that, because we win and we want more, it's not enough. But if we lose, we berate ourselves, we're not good enough. Both are scarcity mindsets. Both is too much energy on the outcome. Because what we need to be focusing on is the process of getting there, is the journey to the outcome. Because no matter what, that is quote unquote success. That is quote unquote winning. To me personally, my mindset goes, if I were to enter into competition, this is a healthy mindset. If I were to enter into a competition as a tattoo artist, whether I win or lose, I am proud of myself for getting the tattoo in on time, technically sound tattoo in my eyes. I'm very proud of what I produced, and in turn, so excited to show others, to see if I can win, stepping outside my comfort zone, no less, because I know a lot of people don't want to enter in competitions because they do not feel like they're good enough. Scarcity mindset in its finest right there. And so I am proud that I stepped out of my comfort zone to enter something of mine into a competition, seeing the competition and knowing, wow, my peers are amazing. My other fellow tattoo artists are ridiculously talented, but I don't tell myself, how am I ever going to win? What makes me even good enough to be in this competition? No. I stepped outside my comfort zone, even though I do have those fears. Don't get me wrong. My ego speaks to me all day long, all day. And she's not very nice. And sometimes she says mean things to me constantly. But I don't have to believe that. I don't have to believe her or myself. In great book, Don Miguel Ruiz, The 4 Agreements, one thing he says is, don't believe yourself, don't believe others. Because the voice inside your head, the ego is what I like to call it, will constantly bring about fear in you. Now, I don't really listen to the voice, I listen to the feeling. When my instinctual feeling creeps up, it's not even creeps, I don't like that word. When lovingly nudges me into a direction, I try to be hyper aware of her and listen to her right away, because that's inspired action. Now, when the ego speaks, it's more of like whoa, don't do that. Oh my God, we're not good enough. Oh my gosh. It's like kind of firing back and forth a little too fast and a little too much. And that's how you can kind of tell between the ego and instinct and inspired action. So when your ego is speaking and it's like, oh, Reese, you're not good enough for this competition. Oh, Reese, there's other people over there that's definitely going to beat you. You should not even try. Those are the kinds of things that I would be proud of to overcome. That's what makes it healthy competition between myself and between my peers. And then if and when I win, I go and shake the hands of everybody that I definitely feel like should have won, and everybody else in the competition, and just be proud. Or if I lose, I'm happy for the success of my fellow artists, because their success is my success in turn. Period. Because not only do I notice how amazing they are, that just means that if I'm paying attention to those amazing things and I've put myself out there and made myself known to these other artists, and that in itself is networking and community. And it always should be community over competition. Period. because we are trying to create a community. The way you stunt your growth is by, by unhealthy competition. And in this, I'll get into the second part on why that stunts your growth, why community is over competition is so key, and how you can grow from that. But we'll get into that later. Let me just finish this. It's mostly just that I've created a line of where now that this person is no longer like famous to me, and I've put because at the end of the day, nobody's above anybody else. I mean, I'm always going to be inspired by others, but that's the point. I want to be inspired. I don't want to feel like I'm being put down because this person's quote unquote subjectively better than me because I think that. That's again, subjective. But not only am I proud of the successes of my peers, not only have I created that line of communication and friendship now with that other person, but I know the potential. I see where I can go. And that is success in itself, because now I'm like, whoa, I've entered this in, I've stepped out of my comfort zone. That right there is a win, you guys. Anytime you step out of your comfort zone, let's give yourself a pat on the back, go buy yourself whatever you feel like you need to do to celebrate a win, you do that. I love massages. Give me a handy massage all day long. That's how I celebrate my wins. That or really, really, really yummy vegan treats. I do love me some sweets. So that is another way I celebrate my wins. And you know what I mean? And celebrate them often and always. Because, you guys, we so often are paying attention to the things that are not going well and what's wrong and all these things. And it's such a victimizing mindset. It's such a scarcity mindset. It's a lack mindset that at the end of the day is only going to create more lack in your life. So the more you focus on the things that you do have and your wins and the gratitude and you're thankful for all the things you have, the more things you will be thankful for. They will come your way. They're here to stay. So that's one way to have unhealthy competition is actual competition, going in there and having a bad, bad head on your shoulders, bad mindset, basically berating yourself or stepping on others if you win, that kind of thing. Unhealthy competition, that will stunt your growth as an artist because there's no room to grow in that style of mindset. It's because you're on lack mindset. And now I even want to get into a little bit more on the winning side of it. Even if you win and you're not a humble winner on this side, you're like, aha, I beat this person. Aha, I did that. I did this. It becomes, and then you win, and then you're like, okay, now what? Okay, now what? What kind of energy did I put in that win? I'm so stoked. Everybody loves me. Everybody's so excited. Everybody's applauding me. Oh, yeah. I need more of this, because you rely on others for validation. And that, again, is also a lack mindset, which is so funny because you rely on the applause. You rely on the praise in order to create that emotional happiness, that emotional stability, that feeling of oh, wow, I must be good now that I've gotten that praise. No, you have to go into it knowing you're already good. You have to go into it believing in yourself already, because the winning and the losing is so few and far between. I'll get into an example right now. I entered in a competition. I won second place in Best of Day, my first time. I never entered in. I don't particularly go to conventions for competition. Personally, for me, I still love to grow in my art, and I really appreciate taking my time. And in convention settings, it's definitely a lot of loud noises. There's a lot of, distractions and people talking at you and interviews going on and cameras and flashes and, lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. There's so many things going on. There's so many variables that can distract me. And so and I also notice that for me personally, it's all about community, whether it be the tattoo enthusiasts and the fans, or whether it be my fellow artists, or whether it be, other brands and companies coming up to me asking me to try new things or be my sponsors or something like that. It's always for me, it's community. So I'm definitely a talker. I'm definitely the person that will make you feel like you're the only person in the room. I love that because that's how I choose to be. Now, I'm not saying it's for everybody, and I'm not saying you should be doing that. I say do your authentic you. Do what makes you feel good, and not in the feel good in the way where you feel like you have to, you're afraid to talk to people, but you would like to. Don't do that. Definitely step out of your comfort zone. But I would say just find your balance. But anyway, so I went into a competition. I didn't even go into this thinking about the competition. When I won, and it was so random. My client wanted to, basically, he wanted to get into the competition after we were done. And I was like, hey, dude, if you're willing to stay all night to see the outcome of this and you want to stand on stage, all the power to you. Go for it. If you feel like, and for me, it was mostly like he seemed so excited about the tattoo. And that made me happy because he was so happy with the tattoo that I was like, do your thing. And then when I won, I wasn't expecting to win. I definitely was nervous. Of course, I'm like, oh, well, maybe, you never know. I mean, there was a lot of really amazing art up there. But when I won second place, I was so elated and I was stoked. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't put too much weight on it. And honestly, to this day, that trophy that I have in my studio, it doesn't really mean much to me. It means a lot to other people, and I think it's great, but it didn't mean much to me. When I see that trophy, though, the first thing that I think of is how I went into the tattoo, the process of the tattoo. I was so proud of that. I didn't drink the night before, which is, something, when you go to conventions, it tends to be kind of a party scene too, just depending on what style of person you are. I've definitely done the party style. I'm now on the veteran side of it and focused more on the art and focused on getting a good night's rest. But both ways doesn't matter. You choose your way, no judgment. And so for me, it's like, I didn't drink the night before. I focused on my tattoo. I even focused on all the colors and the ink colors I brought with me in order to execute the tattoo beautifully. And and this was one of my very first color portrait tattoos. And so I was so engulfed into it. And I meditated before, and I already saw the outcome of the tattoo being awesome in my mind before the tattoo even was started, before I even got to the convention. And so when I executed it in a super timely manner, way faster than what I expected and way faster than my normal processes anyway, and it was beautiful and technically sound, I was proud of that. And that's the point, you guys. It's being proud of the process. It's enjoying the journey of getting there, because the win, it goes away. Cool, I could say I won, but at the end of the day, that goes away. The thing I'm proud of, the thing that elates me, and the thing that I will always hold forever, and the thing that will constantly help me grow is how I really focused on the outcome before it was an outcome, focused on what I wanted the tattoo to look like, how I got into the tattoo, the process of creating a beautiful friendship with my client, and the experience that I was able to give him. Even in a convention setting that's so loud and crazy, I was just proud of the overall day and the overall way I went about entering into this tattoo, getting it done, and seeing a beautiful outcome and being very proud of that piece of art that I had created on someone. And that is what, that energy, will always remember that energy, because I'm very hyper aware of that energy. And I want to hold on to that because I can create that every day. And how that helps me grow is because now that I'm so focused on what I actually did that day to create that outcome, because it's not about the outcome. It's about how you created it so that I could do it again, or so that I can grow and see what else I can do differently to make it even that much better. That's the point, you guys. Being a humble winner, it's not like I won first place anyway, not that big of a deal, but the fact that I even won, stoked on that, proud of myself, pat on the back. But at the end of the day, I will always remember what the process was and what it felt like to get there. And that was amazing. And that felt like growth in my mind and in my creativity. And that's why I say being a sore winner or a sore loser can actually stunt your growth and your creativity in your life and in your art. Because you're having a scarcity mindset. You're like, oh, I want more. I'm not getting enough wins. I need another win. I need another win to validate me. I need more applause. I need this and that. Or a sore loser. Oh, that's not fair. I'm not good enough. I'm not this. I'm not that. And it's all of it stems into one little lump sum of lack mindset. And that's why that style of winning won't work now, or that style of competition won't work. Now, there's another way you can go about this, and I'm going to go a little deeper onto the sore losing. I have another example that really bummed me out. And this was the example I was talking about in the very beginning of the podcast episode, was that this particular person who I have a high regard for, I'm very inspired by his art. And this isn't recent. This happened last year, I think. And he went into the competition, 3-day tattoos, worked on this tattoo 3 days in a row. He was the first one there, practically the last one to leave every day, worked really, really hard on this tattoo, full leg sleeve, beautiful realism. That's totally my jam. That's totally my thing. Like, I love realism. That's where my realm is. Realism, anything that kind of like morphs into the 3-dimensional realistic style. That's what I like to see. So it was a beautiful tattoo. He entered it in the competition. He won second place. Now, my reaction to second place was totally different than his. Personally, I was like, oh, hey, you ranked. You got on the podium. Because, I think that is a beautiful thing in itself. There was so many other tattoos there that were awesome. And to be chosen, I think, is awesome. So for me, my mindset was a little bit different perspective. His, on the other hand, became such a sore loser. And not only did he make a big stink about it at the convention, calling the judges out to their faces, throwing away his trophy, it was kind of ridiculous and big pouty bratty type feel to me personally. It's a very victimizing way of being. And, when this happens, I almost feel sorry for you. At the same time, I want to kind of smack you just for being so rude. Because at the end of the day, you guys, tattoos and art are subjective. That's what it is. You could have done something less than technically sound than someone else, and that person won because of technicality, not even because of what it was or what it looks like or whatever. It doesn't matter. But it's subjective, so it's no point in getting mad at something because it's not real. It's an opinion, and you take that opinion so far up your booty hole. What does that do for you? It doesn't do anything. It stunts your growth and your creativity because all you're doing is focusing on how mad you are about how you were wronged in this situation, and you make a big stink about it. Now, the reason why I bring up this particular event is because not only did he make a big stink about it outside of himself, externally, a lot of people tend to hold that in and be like, oh yeah, no thanks, and then in their mind they're like, stupid, which is not good. It's the same kind of energy. But this particular energy, where now this is like number 2 of the reasons why I think community over competition, because when you start expressing yourself in a negative manner outside of yourself, you tend to, and now, okay, so he did this, let's get back to it. So he did this at the convention in person, talking about it. But not only that, he has a pretty good following on social media. And this, you guys, I talk about words being so powerful. I don't care if you have 10 followers or 1 million followers. You have people listening to you. It is important to realize how people see what you do, the examples that you make of yourself and in your life, and how people take that and they look up to you. Don't take that shit for granted. Don't take it lightly either. Because not only did he make a big stink outside of himself at the convention in a smaller setting where there's, hundreds of people there, he goes online and he starts talking a bunch of poo-poo about the whole situation. And you have thousands of people that are watching you at this point, and you're putting out this negative energy. And you want to know the best way to stunt your growth as an artist and not grow past that part of your creativity is to allow someone's opinion to react in such a way, in such a negative way, that you want bandwagon fanage. Why I say bandwagon is because when you put energy out there, people resonate with that energy and they will bandwagon. So, and don't get me wrong, I'm very guilty of a bandwagon situation. You know, if my best friend is feeling wronged or hurt by a situation, whatever, you know, 4 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, girl, you're right. That was fucked up. Right? We do that. We do that because when we see the people that we love or we see the people that inspire us, we feel them. We feel empathetic. We feel sympathetic toward them. And we want to let them know that we agree and let them know that we get it. You know, we're on the same level. We're feeling each other's vibe. So if you go about that and you go on social media and you go online acting negative, you only create more negative energy. And you know what? You're going to get it, baby. You're going to get that negative energy. That energy is going to come at you all day long. You keep putting that shit out there, it's more and more and more. So if you have thousands of followers, realize. If you have one follower, realize that one person that's looking at you, that looks up to you, that is inspired by you, hears you and says, oh, well, he acts like that. It's okay to act like that. It's not okay to act like that. It's not good for yourself. It's not good for your mental well-being, and it's not good for the people that look up to you. So have a care. Have a care of the things that you say on social media, online, because there's so many other voices that are watching. There's so many other eyes watching. So many other people reading what you have to say. I do not take it lightly. I have fun on my social media. I think social media should totally be fun. But I do speak with my authentic voice, and I do want to broach subjects that not only motivate but inspires people, because I think that we need more people like that in the world that help each other out. That's why I say community over competition, because at the end of the day, my community, the people that are watching me, I don't take that lightly. I love you guys. I love all of you. And the fact that you're here to watch and listen, I want to motivate you. I don't want you to feel like, oh, well, Reese is, acting like a sore loser. I can act like a sore loser. No, not okay. So nowadays, going back to my best friend, she knows now that if I think she's being, this situation of her acting the way she's acting isn't right, I'm definitely going to call her out. Now, it doesn't get me the best of likes, or like people aren't going to always be like, Reese, I'm not going to come to you for any advice, or I'm not going to say, and I think that that's something that maybe you need to focus on. But anyway, my bestie, she will always be like, yeah, you're right. You're right, I'm acting dumb. Okay. And she does it to me too. And that's what friends are for. That's what friends are for. So if I lose something, I want to learn something from it. That's a win. And that is good energy. And that is growth. So if I lose, quote unquote, if I don't win first place or whatever, I'm not going to go out there. I'm going to go out there, and if I feel the need to talk about it, I'm going to say, you know what I learned from this? I learned that I need to do this, and this different physically, externally, when it comes to my processes, techniques, whatever. And this, and this, I've learned these things, and now my mind has grown and is going into the direction of the person that I want to be. That's what we want, because we all want to find that purpose in life. We all want to be, we want to feel that feeling, that elated feeling all the time of how it feels to help people, to be happy, to do the things that you love. Those feelings are all similar feelings. They're all like number one feelings on the fucking vibration level of where everybody wants to be. And you know what? We create that within ourselves because we are hyper aware of our emotions and our thoughts. And no matter what happens, whether, we get catty or whatever in our mind or outside of our mind, that we rein it back in. Now, unfortunately, this particular person has kind of lost a little bit respect because he went out and did that, and he continues to do it. So I no longer follow this person, unfortunately, and that sucks. But there's a lot of people that do because he's an amazing fucking artist. But that's not the point, you guys. It's supposed to be good, healthy competition. Don't enter a competition if you're going to act like a little baby, okay? And don't bring others with you. Misery loves company. Gratitude loves company. If it's all energy bandwagon, that's what it is. So put out the good energy so people bandwagon the energy. You know why? Because even if you're doing that, to be perfectly honest, I think about it and I'm like, I put out all this grateful energy and stuff because I love seeing people happy. But at the end of the day, I almost sometimes feel like it's selfish because I gain so much from it as well. I get so much good energy coming at me all the time. I get people coming out of the blue. I had 6 DMs yesterday just telling me, I stumbled upon your podcast. I freaking love you. Thank you so much. I'm so motivated. I am now doing art again because I love it so much. La, 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 la. Do not make me cry. Like, that is purpose, baby. That is the way. That is what I want to feel. And that is, I feel a little selfish. I feel like, ooh, I'm taking something, when all I want to do is give. That's the point. I want to give. And that comes down to the other part of competition and why unhealthy competition can stunt your growth. And I'm not talking, and this goes outside of actual competition, as far as, entering your tattoo into a competition. This goes to people in the industry just in general, being like, I'm not, and this is competition because you are putting yourself in a position to be like, you know what? I either will not tell you how to do something because I don't want you to get better at me than it. That's competition, guys. Okay, that's just a little competition right there. So I don't want you to get better at that, so I'm not going to give you any of this information. Or I'm not going to show you how to tattoo, or I'm not going to give you advice on how to get into the tattoo industry because I don't want any more people in here to take some of my money and take my clientele. Now, I just spoke about lack mindset. All 3 of those ways of being, lack mindset. All of those unhealthy ways of competition, lack mindset. This world is abundant. I'm sorry about that car. This world is abundant. This world has plenty to go around. There is no need to hoard your information because at the end of the day, you're only stunting your growth as an artist. Hoarding information, not giving people advice, not helping people, not helping your peers, not helping others, only stunts your growth because not only are you not, okay, that car is distracting me. Not only are you hoarding your information to others, but you are entering into that realm of people hoarding information from you. Because you put out that bad vibe, because you put out that energy of lack mindset and scarcity mindset. And I truly believe of law of attraction. And that, I don't care, law of attraction goes both ways. Bad energy out means bad energy in. Good energy out means good energy in. That's all it is. That you put not giving people information, you hoarding your information because you don't want people to get better than you, or you don't want to see other people succeed, you will have no success, quote unquote, whatever you want to think of success as. Angry little beaver with no information because you don't want to give it out, and definitely not going to get it back in. So I talk about community over competition because life is about relationships. Life is about creating a community of people that you want and that are like-minded. We are like-minded creatives here. We really, really want to make sure that we focus on our community. Always. Oh my gosh, someone turn off your car. It's going to drive me nuts. I'm going to lose my train of thought. I think that the best businesses are the businesses that are serving people. I believe that wholeheartedly. And although I did enter this industry by myself, and I love the fact that I work with myself and I rely on myself, I know that I cannot grow without the help of my peers and without the help of others. Even me teaching and mentoring an apprentice has taught me so much about myself, so much about my art, and has helped me grow more into the person that I want to be. Even though, so I don't have the the I know attitude. I have the possibility attitude. I don't believe that there's any one person that can't teach me something. I don't care where you are at in your career. I don't care if you just started drawing yesterday. I don't care if you've been a 20-year veteran. I believe that everybody is here, has something to say, something unique to say, has something to tell me in a way that I can learn something new in my life. If you go into life not having the I know attitude, you will grow so much faster than anybody else around you, because you believe that there is possibility at every turn. So when I go into, when I think about educating, or when I think about helping people or giving advice and that kind of thing, that will only help you grow, because that good energy you're putting out only allows that good energy to come back in. And so when you educate others, you actually are teaching yourself and helping yourself grow. And that's why I say, if you're hoarding your information, or if you're deciding that, oh, well, I don't need to know this, I already know that, or, I don't want to teach this person because I don't want them in my industry. The industry is already overflowing, quote unquote. Good grief, guys. There is plenty to go around, and our industry is not overflowing. Look at doctors, look at accountants, look at the industries that have been here way longer than ours. And there are still a bajillion people there, and still a bajillion people able to make money and able to, have the business that they want to have. It's all about being authentic, and it's all about giving. The more you give, the more you will receive. That is what in every single book out there, if that's religious, spiritual, whatever. And it all stems from the same thing. The more you give, the more you receive. So I say that your best bet is to constantly be trying to grow and give. To be trying to give and grow. Because the more you give, the more you grow. It's just the way it goes. And that's why I say community over competition, because at the end of the day, we're learning from each other. And the only way that we can grow in this industry as a whole, even too, it doesn't even just have to be me as an individual teaching another individual, or me as a person teaching my online space, with Inspired, Instagram. I want to teach people how to utilize Instagram to grow their business, because I want to help people and see people grow. But it's not only that. I don't only want to help you in the physical world. I want to help you in the mental world, because it all starts with your mind. You're not going to go anywhere, or you're not going to go much further if you don't have your mind straight, period. So start with your mind. Grow there, and you grow in your business. It all just works itself out. I'll tell you that right now. So when you grow, others grow, the community grows, the industry grows. And what I mean by industry grows, it means that we're all here to help each other out. When our industry grows, we want it to grow in the right way. We don't want it to grow in the way where, someone else is coming in here taking over just because they see that it's full of potential and possibilities to make money. Now, we get that, but I want it to all stem from the goodness within us, from all the yummy juju that we have inside of us that helps us create. I used to think that I needed to create from a dark place, and I know a lot of us feel that way, but we don't have to choose that. We can choose to create from a different place, or we can choose to create from that dark place and then in turn choose to not be there any longer. I say, it's like we're actors, or we're very creative, where we can choose to do certain things in certain ways. And I think that over time, most people want to be happy, and they want to create from happiness. And that's what this is all about, you guys. So sorry about all of the noises that have been going on. I did lose a little bit of my train of thought, so I apologize for that. But I'm a little running out of time for this podcast, because I do want it to be up and running by tomorrow. So I hope that you guys got a lot of insight out of this, and how unhealthy competition can really just stunt your growth as an artist, and how healthy competition can help you grow, education can help you grow, helping others can help you grow, and giving is the way of life. So I love you guys. Be grateful for every day. because I know I am. I'm so grateful for you guys every day. If you guys love to hear more, definitely check out my YouTube channel. I have all of my video podcasts there, or on Spotify, Apple Music. Just look under The Mind of Reese. And love you guys. Have a great day. A great day. I am starving. I think you just heard my stomach growl. So I'm going to catch you later. Bye.